Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have just read a very different book than I'm used to reading because we have two people that are working together, but they are as different as night and day. The book is called The Locked Away Life by Davies. We have Esther, who's 88 years old, who has pretty much become a recluse. Okay? She has very little contact with the outside world, and as you read this book, you'll find out just who she lets into her little world. But then you also have Bruno. Bruno is an 18-year-old young man who sees an ad at the local library that asks for someone to teach them how to use the internet. And as we meet Bruno, we see that he's a very industrious young man. He has finished, I think it's called A levels, if I'm not mistaken. He's in the UK, and he hasn't gone on to university. He figures he'll take a year to kind of feel his way around life as well as he can. And so he takes on a bunch of odd jobs. His biggest thing that he does as an entrepreneur is he has a window washing business. But he's a bright young man, and when he sees this ad at the library, he figures, hey, I can teach somebody how to use the internet. And at first it starts off very, very sweet because we see that this recluse, Esther, she knows nothing about the internet. She doesn't even know what it's called. I think she called it the online or something along that line, and she just doesn't know the first thing about it. So Bruno takes on this job, this job, and he starts working with Esther. Now, they each have secrets. As a matter of fact, the secrets that Esther has play into the reason that she had been isolating herself for so many years. And she does have a daughter named Jane, an adult daughter, obviously, because she's 88 years old. And they're not as close as they could be, and there's a reason for that, and that plays into the secrets that Esther has. And then you have this young man who has his secrets that he's keeping from his family, from his friends, what few friends he has. Now, Bruno has a really, really good family. And I say that because he's got a mother, father, and two sisters. And as a young man of 18, there's always a lot of angst with kids there's usually a lot of angst with kids that age and with siblings. But one thing that I like about this book is that Bruno, despite his secrets, he was close to his family. Now, Esther called Bruno dear heart. They made a connection from the very beginning. And when he comes into her life and starts working with her and teaching her the ins and outs of the internet, starting with an iPhone, I think an iPhone 13, then things start to unravel for both of them. For Esther, things unravel because she starts seeing things on the web that play into a painful past. So now there's that mystery that's unraveling. And then we have Bruno's mystery. Bruno's mystery is that he thinks he's gay, and what's interesting is how Esther feels about that and how Bruno feels about it. And this starts a story of we see things from Esther's point of view, then we see things unfold from Bruno's point of view, and then we see Esther working with her past, and then we see Bruno trying to figure out his future. So she's working on her past and he's working on his future. Very, very sensitive story. Very, very sensitive story. I connected with both characters. Although I'm not in either generation. I'm 60, she's 88, and he's 18. But yet this book was written so well by Drew Davies that I was able to connect to both of them. Okay? And I'm telling you that when you find two people who are so different that gel so well together, then you know that when a person writes a book as good as this, that they have a very good insight on the human animal that we are, the topics that we're faced with in our everyday lives. And when you see that's not what I'm trying to say. Let me put it differently. The topics that are addressed in this book help you to, or would maybe help the reader to look at certain things in their life, in their lives. And that's what I think this book did for me, is even though I didn't have either trial or any of the trials that Bruno or Esther had, I felt drawn to them. And I felt that the story was handled really well. And there's some side characters in this book that really surprised me. And I think it was a good book. You know, very different, but two characters that really, really were had a really nice impact on me. You know, you felt for Esther and you felt for Bruno. And that's what I think Drew Davies was after with this book, is how can we connect with these characters and their stories? Like I said, she's working on her past, he's working on his future, and they're working together side by side. So that is A Locked Away Life by Drew Davies. If you look at that cover, which is obviously been up on the screen this whole time, it looks like it's a very dark book. But then just look at that cover again, and then you see things coming out of the envelope. And it's not a dark book. It's one that comes with hope and connection and friendship. Yeah, a story of friendship. So that's The Locked Away Life by Drew Davies. It's available now. I think it came out a few days ago, but I waited till now because I have it for a blog tour today. So there you have it. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.